Hi, I'm MJ, and this is my channel, Ultrabookgeek. Today, I want to talk about the things you can expect from my channel. In general, I am a big fiction reader and not so much of a fiction reader, although, as I'll talk about a little bit later, that's something I'm trying to get into. So just to start out, I am not the kind of person who has to have a lot of things meet in the center to create a great book for me. I take things separately. So the first thing that matters to me in a book that I will like is whether it has an interesting idea. So it doesn't have to be just about writing. If the idea that the book focuses on is really interesting to me, that's gonna make me like a book. Second, I do love beautiful writing. However, I could have a book that is nothing but beautiful writing, and that will make me really happy. Third, I love a really interesting character, especially if it has a heroine that isn't exactly likable. Whatever that means, whatever you think that means, that is totally subjective. I just like my women in books a little bit edgy. So again, it doesn't have to coalesce into one book that meets all that criteria for me to like it. If a book has any one of those things, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to enjoy it. So let's talk about the books, the type of books I will be talking about on my channel. So first, I will be talking about YA books. I am not a huge YA reader, but I am trying to get into it. The last YA book that I really enjoyed was Sorcerer to the Crown by Zen Cho. I just thought it was really good writing, it was really funny, and it had really good characters. It was one of those books that happened to have all three, so it just made the book really enjoyable for me. Secondly, my favorite kind of book is litfic. So I say that litfic because who knows what that really means, just kind of a general term that you can describe a book that you think that that's what it's going to be about. Most of the time, when you think about litfic, it can be boring, doesn't really have a plot. It's usually character focused. Environment and nature is really important. So that's really important to me. That's my favorite kind of book. Again, it doesn't have to have a very interesting plot, and sometimes it doesn't even have to talk about characters a lot. It could just be talking about nature outside, and I will really enjoy that. Thirdly, I am trying to get back into fantasy. I used to read a lot of fantasy when I was younger, and then I kind of fell out of it. So to kickstart that, in September, I'm going to be doing a read-along for the Broken Earth series by N.K. Jemisin. I read the 5th season last year, and it blew me away because it had all of those things that I really want in a book altogether. So the Broken Earth series has so far taken a lot of literary fiction, a lot of things that you explore in those kinds of novels, like family and trauma and nature, reflections on like how humans interact with nature. The writing was just amazing. And then lastly, there was amazing characters. And of course, the idea of this earth that is constantly being fought back against the humans with all these different disasters is just an amazing idea. Next, I am going to be talking about romance. I used to be a huge romance reader in college, and then I kind of dropped off, so now I'm trying to get back into it. One of the last books I really enjoyed was the Off the Grid series by Alyssa Cole. That was just really great. I had a really good mix of chemistry between the characters, and the world that she puts her characters into are really amazing. So lastly, I am actually a part of a group called Resistance Reads, and my book group is centered around people who can't physically go out and march for whatever reason. Sometimes it has to do with a disability or an anxiety, or literally a prescriptive against protesting or donations from your job or from your family, or those kinds of reasons. So we are reading books that have to do with the things that are happening in our world right now. So that can be gay rights, it can be Black Lives Matter, it can be birth control, things like that. So we don't always read a nonfiction book, but that tends to be the focus. The last book that I really enjoyed from the group was Evicted, and that book talks about the cycle of homelessness and eviction and poverty that people get stuck in, and it was just a really great read. So I just wanted to spend a few minutes and tell you guys what I look for in books and what I'll be reviewing on my channel. I am not typically a negative book reviewer. If I don't like a book, it's very rare. I can usually find something about a book that I enjoy. But if I do find a book problematic, even if I liked it, I will tell you about it. I am not going to not review a book just because I liked it, but it has things that need to be talked about. So I'm not afraid of talking about problematic things. I just happen to have a pretty open opinion about what I like in a book. So that's all I have for you today. If you have a booktube channel, leave a comment below and let me know what you like in books, why you started your channel, and things that you want to see on booktube. One of the reasons I started this channel is because I didn't see so much literary fiction or romance or fantasy. I do see some of those things in different booktubes, but not so much just in one. So I just wanted to talk about the things that I like to read and share my thoughts on those with you guys. So until next time, enjoy your next read.